Be joyful in God, all you lands. Sing praises to the honor of His name.
My name is Mark Avra. At Church of the Resurrection, they call me Vicar, which is basically the head pastor.
I'm the associate pastor at Church of the Resurrection. I think oftentimes you can walk into a church and just feel like it's a production or a show, and that's not what we want to create at Church of the Resurrection. We want to be about community. We seem to be quite honest, we seem to attract a lot of people who are broken, who have hardships of all kinds. We try to keep it real and try to keep it about the community, the fellowship, being together.
In some ways, we're the island of misfits toys, but in other respects, we have some of the best people you'll ever meet. Hearts of gold, do anything for you. So it's been a blessing.
We tend to find ourselves Monday through Saturday doing life with them. We had a parishioner who was one step away from being homeless, and the Avras, they housed that person, put that person in their home, nurtured them, and we were able to get them into their own place and help them get their finances in order. Well, with the whole coronavirus thing, the horrible thing about that is it takes you out of that weekly kind of rhythm of catching up with folks in the congregation and knowing how they're doing.
The objectives, I guess, are always the same. So what my wife actually helped me here at the beginning of the coronavirus is you can't just do a strict transferal of what you're doing, on Sundays and just put it on camera. It doesn't look the same, doesn't work the same. You have to have a different creativity. So you want to do the same thing, but how can you make worship more visually appealing for those who sit and watch it? What's going to engage the people who are watching it on their TV at home, for instance? How can you nonetheless check on people in a personal way when you can't have face-to-face conversation? So we divided up the church membership list among our vestry members, our church leadership group, and we've been calling people weekly.
Of course, we get phone calls and emails, and one of the things we've done during this time is we've gone to their homes and kind of stood out in the yard while they stood at their front door and able to kind of pray with our parishioners, speak with them, talk with them, check up on them. And so we're doing it, but like the rest of America, at a distance. This coronavirus has hindered the way we do community. There's still that need to stay connected, and so it's just really pushed us to be more creative with that.
Just trying to take advantage of the opportunity to grow our skills in a kind of multimedia age, that gets us outside the box, the four walls of the church on Sunday. So, and this has actually helped further that. Speaking in front of a camera with an empty church is just bizarre. All those kind of things are trials and challenges you have to work through. Then there's just the days blend together. You're recording a service not on Sunday, but on a different day. You're going through an editing process that you're not really able to see your people in the way you're used to, and it just feels like you're just flatlining almost. Like what are we doing?
Being a small church, we don't have a lot of resources, a lot of finances, like some of the larger churches, and so you feel limited in certain ways.
And I guess being in ministry, that's where it becomes real. Is your faith an active thing? Do you look to God? Do you pray about it? Do you trust Him? And I've been challenged in that area. It's like, am I just going through the motions? Am I actually going to ask God for His help? Am I actually going to confess that I'm struggling and ask Him to help me to lift my eyes above the current situation and trust Him? And so those challenges are real and ongoing. Been hard, but I can tell our folks one of the things they miss primarily is being together, that fellowship, that sense of community that we've grown on Sundays. They want to be together. That's been the hardest part.
I know that I personally need to always hold on to hope. I have to have hope. So for me, it's very rewarding to see people come to that awareness, they begin to understand there's more to life than their circumstances. That's why I'm in it. That's why I do what I do. And but we, once again, we do it together, and that's what makes it full of life and rewarding.
3 in 1, as it was in the beginning, is now and never shall be. World without Him. Amen.
What was the question again?
Hi, prisoner number A319724, cell block 13C.
Drink more coffee.
Starbucks breakfast blend.
Temporary released to help a girl with her project. And then back to the stripes and the orange suits.
And I feel like I'm just blubbering right now. But, you know, a lot of this, but.
Why do you guys have such diarrhea mouth? You know, you ask a simple question, y'all just go on and on. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I probably am not answering the question you asked because I can't remember.
And you are, of course, going to edit this, yes?